Good morning, class 11. Girls, continuing with financial statements, I hope children you are understanding the adjustments that are being sent. We proceed with the financial statements. The next adjustment, girls, we have discussed very important adjustment, bad debts, in the previous videos. Coming to the next adjustment, 13th adjustment is about abnormal loss. Now, what is abnormal loss? Abnormal loss means a loss that occurs because of any abnormal reasons. Abnormal means unnatural reasons. That could be theft, that could be accident, it can be fire, it can be earthquake. That means any such reasons which are not, that means such reasons which have the losses have occurred because of negligence or those things which could have been in our control. These things are called abnormal losses. Yes, earthquake and fire, these things are disasters, but because we ask for claim, we ask the government to settle that with claims because of loss of property and loss of goods. Therefore, they have been clubbed under abnormal categories. Now, children, proceeding with this, the abnormal loss can happen in the business. When we take the abnormal loss can happen in two categories. The first is the abnormal loss of goods. Here, the abnormal loss of goods. Goods, that means we know now what are goods for us. Goods for accounting treatment are always called purchases. So, loss of goods, maybe goods in the godown have been stolen, or goods in transit, they were being sent for delivery, and goods have been lost because of accident or fire in the godown where the goods have been stocked. So goods have been lost. So whatever the reason, out of all these reasons or any other reason, the loss is to the firm because of the loss to the goods. The goods have been damaged and destroyed. Goods for us means purchases. The first accounting treatment that you will understand is it will be loss of those goods means minus from purchases. The purchases will have to be reduced. So first thing is we reduce the purchases with the amount of goods that have been damaged and destroyed. Next, where is this? Where are the purchases given? Remember, it is trading account, the trading account, debit side of the trading account. The goods have been, wherever the goods, we write goods. When we make, remember the trading account, we make trading account, and here we write two purchases. So on the debit side, where we write two purchases minus the loss of goods, minus the goods lost because of theft. So we write here purchases were rupees 1000. Because of theft, goods lost 100. So ultimately goods are rupees 900. So wherever the goods are shown in the trading account, the debit side of trading account, there it is deducted. It is shown as a deduction from the purchases on the debit side of trading account. Secondly, when the goods have been damaged and destroyed, it's a loss to the firm. And losses, we know children, losses are always nominal in nature. Debit all expenses and losses. So in the profit and loss account, it is reducing our profit. So second effect will be, I told you, adjustments always are given a double treatment. So this being shown, the loss of goods being shown as adjustment, once will be deducted in the trading account, debit side, that is from purchases, net purchases minus the purchase return, and from the purchase return then you subtract on the debit side this loss of goods. And also the loss occurring because of these loss of goods will be shown in the P&L account, debit side of P&L account. Clear? Now, next thing, the next type of damage can happen in the form of when the goods, there is insurance claim. Suppose these goods that have been lost were insured and we get a claim. The claim that is received is always an asset, and assets always have debit balance. So in the journal entry, that asset will be debited. the assets. Suppose the goods lost have been for rupees 1000. The loss of goods is for rupees 1000. And the insurance claim, the claim that has been received, that has been recovered from the insurance company is rupees 800. The claim that has been recovered from the insurance company is 800. So now the insurance claim is an asset. We have recovered that. Insurance claim will be debited with rupees. The insurance claim is debited with rupees 800. And goods have been lost because of two loss of goods. Loss तो हुआ है 1000 का. We cannot hide the figures. Loss is 1000. So where is the difference? Claim has been, the loss of goods was 1000 from the purchases, or from the on the debit side we have to write 1000, but then insurance claim तो मिल गया 800 का. So where is the actual loss? The actual loss goes to P&L account, that is the remaining rupees 200. 1000, the goods lost are for rupees 1000. The claim that is recovered from the company is for 800. That means the actual loss is worth rupees 200, which will be debited to the P&L account. So the entry becomes, journal entry becomes insurance claim debited, P&L account debited to loss by fire, loss by theft, loss by accident, whatever reason has been given in the question for that loss. That is the journal entry. And the effect we have discussed. I will just do the one question coinciding to that, so that the treatment is clear to you. Second type of loss, children, this was loss of goods. Then the second type of abnormal loss can be, it is not always that when there is fire or when there is earthquake, only goods in the godown will get lost. Our machinery can also be damaged. That is fixed asset. These type of losses are machinery, our plant, furniture or other fixed assets, building, any other fixed assets have been lost. That is called loss of fixed assets. The treatment, not much difference from this. The only difference that occurs that I can see is that these are not purchases, these are fixed assets. So what will be reduced? We will not reduce from the purchases. Here they have been subtracted because these were goods, so we reduce the purchases. Here it is fixed asset, we will reduce from fixed assets. And where are the fixed assets shown? In the balance sheet. And second, debit side of P&L account here, and this also will be debit side of P&L account. And insurance claim remains the same. In case the recovery of insurance claim is there, then the remaining treatment will be in the same manner. Only the total difference of fixed asset and the purchases is, in place of debiting the trading account, you are debiting the P&L account. You are debiting the P&L account. That is it. The loss that is going to show on the debit side of P&L account, that remains the same. You are subtracting the fixed asset and not the purchases. That is the difference. Clear? Now we'll proceed. The same question will proceed with in the textbook. I see here in the textbook, you can see this is the question that is given, illustration 9 in the textbook. I'll show you here. This is the question, illustration 9 in my book. You can hunt for the same question in case the number is different in yours. We have been given the first thing where adjustments are given. Girls, you take a quick reading of these items, and then the major thing is we have to follow up on the adjustment. We have to read the adjustment. The first adjustment says stock on 31st March 2018. On 31st March 2018, and then we see what is the date here. That is also 31st March 2018. So that means this is the closing stock. The closing stock. Remember the adjustment of closing stock? Closing stock once on the credit side of trading account, and the second treatment is on the asset side of balance sheet. This is the closing stock. Stock is unused at the end is rupees 250. The closing stock has been given 250. Then they say The provision for doubtful debt is to be maintained at 6% on sundry debtors. Provision on doubtful debts. Provision has to be maintained. Remember the provision which has to be maintained, that is called the new provision. The new provision has to be maintained at 6% on debtors. Which debtors? The debtors have been given here. Sundry debtors are rupees 20,800 debtors have been given. From these debtors, first thing we subtract, I hope you remember that adjustment. The debtors, the adjustment is like this. We have the bad debts. We begin with the debtors only. Let us take the asset side. Debtors minus the further bad debts. From whatever is remaining here, on that, at this rate we calculate the new provision and subtract that new provision. And these two things, new provision and the further bad debts, are shown in the P&L account debit side. In the P&L account, here we have bad debts plus the new provision plus the further bad debts. All are shown on the debit side. In case there is an old provision, let us see. Here old provision has been given to us. Yes, provision for doubtful debts has been given. If there is a provision that has been given on the credit side of trial balance, that is an old provision. Old provisions are subtracted from the total of both in the P&L account. Debtors plus minus the further bad debts minus the new provision. You calculate new provision. This is the balance sheet. In the P&L account, you have bad debts plus the new provision plus the further bad debts, and from this now you subtract the old provision. The old provision has been given here for rupees 400. You will subtract the old provision. And then next adjustment reads, create a provision for discount on debtors on the remaining debtors after giving full treatment of the bad and doubtful debts and the new provision. On the remaining debtors now, you will create the provision for discount on debtors at the required percentage. We'll do this. And then they tell you to maintain write-off rupees 800 as bad debts. Write-off means this is the further bad debt. Bad debt adjustment is over. Then provide depreciation on plant and machinery at 10%. Plant and machinery, where plant and machinery is given, find out 10% of that, and debit side of P&L account will come and also reduced from the plant and machinery. Insurance is paid up to 30th June. We'll just tick mark this and we'll see the effect. Wherever insurance is given, that means 30th June. And we have been given the balance sheet till 31st March. That means April, May and June. 3 months. 3 months insurance is prepaid. We'll see what is done to be with the prepaid. A fire occurred. This is the abnormal loss. Fire occurred on 25th March 2018 in the godown, and stock of the value of rupees 6,000 was destroyed. The stock was purchased paying the IGST at 18%. It was insured and the insurance company admits a claim of rupees 4,000. Now let us see how the question proceeds. One by one we proceed. I have taken the adjustment of debtors first. Debtors, sundry debtors. It is always advisable, children, to solve the adjustments first. Calculate the amount of adjustments and then you will give the treatment in the remaining accounts. The sundry debtors have been given at rupees 20,800. Sundry debtors minus bad debts, the further bad debts. These are the further bad debts. That comes to 20,000 minus 800, that is 20,000 rupees. On this remaining amount, you will calculate the new provision at the required rate. At 6% has been given. So new provision at 6% on the remaining bad debts after minusing the further bad debts. It comes to 26% of 20,000 rupees 1,200. Net amount of debtors remaining after the further bad debts have been reduced, after the new provision has been reduced. it comes to 18,800. But still there is a provision that has to be created, provision for discount on debtors. This is the remaining debtors. I told you you will give the full treatment of bad debts first. After giving the full treatment of bad debts, that means these are the good debtors. On the good debtors, we create the provision for discount. We have to give the discount only to the good debtors. So 2% on 18,800 comes to 376. This is the discount on debtors, and this is the net amount to be shown, 18,424, to be shown in the balance sheet as debtors on the asset side. Clear? Now in the P&L account, how do we show? P&L account, where we write two bad debts. The adjustment, there will be the bad debts given in the trial balance. You begin with that. All this is going to come, children, in the inner column. Trial balance rupees 800, that is given in the trial balance. Two bad debts rupees 800, plus this new provision, that is rupees 1,200, this amount of provision. Then 2,800 plus 1,200 is 2,000. From the total of these two, from the total of the bad debts and the new provision, you subtract the old provision that is given to you in the amount. Trial balance. You will the trial balance plus the further bad debts. The further bad debts have been given there, plus you add the further bad debts. Then new provision, create the new provision and add that new provision. This is the total amount that is going to be subtracted from the bad debts, subtracted from the debtors and shown as a loss of bad debts. And from the total of these two, you will subtract the old provision, that is provision that is shown on the credit side of trial balance, rupees 1,600. I hope it is clear. Now we proceed with the treatment. Here, if you see the trading account, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended, to stock rupees 15,000. This is the opening stock, 15,000. This is right from the trial balance we have taken. Purchases were rupees 82,000 as given to us in the trial balance. Any return outwards on the credit side of trial balance, it must be given. The outward returns or the purchase returns will be subtracted here. Abnormal loss by fire, net amount. To freight, and here closing stock. The sales minus sales inward minus the closing stock. We get the gross profit. Gross profit calculated. This is the discount that is given, discount received. It is given on the credit side. See here, you can see the discount that is given here. This is that discount, rupees 800. Credit side discount is discount received. Whatever is given on the credit side is received. It is shown on the credit side. You will show it on the credit side, and then it will be the rent on premises sublet. That means you are receiving the rent. Rent received will be on the credit side and also credit side of trial balance. Minus the rent received. This is the prepaid. It is given for 6 months. 6 months is received in advance. Minus that. That does not relate to this year. You will subtract that. Here now I wanted to show what we were doing. The insurance charges, prepaid insurance, they said insurance has been paid up to June. So for April, May and June, 3 months. 3 months is prepaid. Find out 2400 into 3 by 12. 2400 is given as insurance charges in the trial balance. 2400 has been given. So 3 months is prepaid. 2400 into 3 by 12, that is rupees 600. So net amount of insurance charges rupees 1,800. Salaries and wages given, trade expenses paid, postage, carriage outwards, rent rate and taxes, all the amounts that are paid. Printing and stationery, the unused printing and stationery will be subtracted. That is going to be carried forward for the next year. So it does not belong to this year. You will subtract it this year. because this year you are taking only this year's expenses. So net expense of this year is rupees 750. Bad debts. Here now we come to bad debts. The adjustment that we did, 2 bad debts, add new provision. This is created in the debtor side, minus the old provision, rupees 1600 is the net amount of bad debts. Provision for discount on debtors, rupees 376. We had calculated it on the good debtors. Depreciation on plant and machinery, 10% on the value given for 1 year. And then they say there is some plant and machinery that was purchased after some time. So we have to calculate the depreciation. It was there with us, it was purchased after 6 months. You have been given here, see children, the plant and machinery balance. This was plant and machinery 1,20,000 which was with us, and the addition on plant and machinery, this is purchased on 1st October. That means from April till September this plant and machinery was not there, this 5,000. It was purchased on 1st October, that is 1st October to 31st March. It is there with us only for 6 months. So we calculate depreciation on this amount for 12 months and on this amount for 6 months, and club that depreciation and show it on the debit side of P&L account. Here, loss by fire, that we have seen, that is a loss by fire, and that is the net profit that is transferred to the capital account. In the balance sheet, we show all the assets. Cash in hand is given, cash at bank is given, debtors, minus bad debts. All this we have just done, I've shown you in the working notes, minus the provision, the insurance claim, closing stock, stationery unused. This is prepaid insurance, input IGST, input in case it is not IGST, it will be CGST and SGST given. This is output minus the input, that is the total amount. Furniture and fixtures, plant and machinery, addition of plant and machinery, depreciation, the net plant and machinery is this much. This was the plant and machinery. We bought 5,000 more. The total depreciation on that came to 12,250. Subtracted that, and this is the net amount of plant and machinery. On the liability side, we have creditors, rupees 20,000. Rent received in advance, rupees 600. Capital as given. Add the net profit from the P&L account minus the drawings that is given to us directly in the trial balance, minus the amount of drawings, and the total amount of capital is 1,70,044 rupees, which balances the total on both the sides. This enables us to match the balance on both the sides of the balance sheet, and the question is tallied. Clear? Girls, now coinciding unsolved question is expected to be done in your notebooks. As and when we meet in school, the first day will be correcting your notebooks. Please keep your notebooks updated with all the unsolved questions of your textbook. Thank you, girls.